Welcome back to part 2 of Course Overview and Setting Clear Expectations in the Teaching and Learning Online series, module number 10. So far we've talked a little bit about creating a Begin Here and Welcome page, configuring a menu item in Blackboard as your course entry point. I hope you're able to accomplish that in your last set of tasks. Now what we want to talk a little bit about is including a syllabus with relevant course information and making a clear navigational path for your students, removing extra links and menu items. I think we all know how to create a syllabus and what type of information needs to be placed on a syllabus, particularly in face-to-face or traditional classes. But you have to remember, when you're teaching in an online environment, you need to take some things into consideration and maybe add some additional things into your course syllabus. One thing that you need to make sure of more than ever is that your syllabus shows clear direction, goals, and planning for the course. Exactly what's going to be covered in the course, exactly what the students should be doing when, maybe even break out a separate course schedule for the students, listing exactly what they need to be doing each week and listing exactly what assignments or activities they need to be accomplishing. And in addition to that, make sure your due dates are very clear. Everything really needs to be spelled out in an online course because you just don't get that face-to-face time that you do in a traditional course. When placing your syllabus out on the course site, you really can't put it in or keep it in a Word document. If Microsoft Word is what you're using to create your syllabus, you really shouldn't keep it in that document format when putting it out on your Blackboard site. Not every student is going to necessarily have Microsoft Word and be able to open up that document. So consider converting that document to a PDF. You have the capability to do that right within Word, and place that single syllabus document out in a PDF format. Another idea is to create different sections within a content area to display your syllabus. So you may have a folder called syllabus, and within that folder have various items relating to the syllabus, like your course description, your learning outcomes, your grading policies, your course schedule, information about the textbook, and so on. By creating different sections within a content area, the students are able to very quickly navigate to what they want to read rather than having to go through an entire document. If your syllabus is normally 2, 3, 4 pages long, putting these different sections in different items within a content area might make navigation a little bit easier for students, might make it easier for students to find what they're looking for. Again, that's your call, whatever you think is best. In your syllabus, because most communication is going to be done online, you want to remind students about net etiquette. I call it net etiquette, but some people call it net etiquette. But you need to be explicit about standards for communication. Tone and civility is very important. I actually require my students to send emails that include punctuation and emails that include capital letters where appropriate. I basically tell them, if you can't send a decent email to your instructor, how are you going to send a decent email to a potential employer? So I really kind of require that their email be professional, as if they were in a business setting. You also want to talk a little bit about discussion board civility, so that the students aren't mean-spirited through discussions that you may have throughout your course. Things can get a little out of hand. Most of the time students are pretty aware of what they should be doing, but you never know. So including that type of information in a syllabus is pretty important. What technical skills are required for your course? Make sure that's listed in the syllabus, and if they're required to have certain software available to them, make them aware of that, because if it's not available and they have to use Lakeland's Open Lab for that, they need to know that ahead of time. We talked a little bit about creating an online video in the last part of this learning module. Again, that's just a nice way to introduce yourself, share your teaching philosophy, past experience with online learning, and so forth. If you don't want to create an online video or self-introduction, considering posting a picture of yourself or a little bio of yourself so the students get to know you right off the bat. So your syllabus, although very similar to a syllabus in a traditional class, there are a few different things that you should consider adding and providing for your online students. Course navigation. You know, nothing's more frustrating than trying to find something on a website and you can't find it. So imagine an online student trying to find something within your course site and they can't find it. So try to keep your course navigation simple and straightforward. If there are links out there that really aren't being used, remove them. The instructional technologists at Lakeland have done a great job of setting up a course template, but you may or may not use all of the links that are out there. So if you don't use them, either remove them or hide them. Just make sure there's a clear, logical navigational path for the students. So we're going to take a break here and allow you to go out to your online course sites for these training workshops, the one with your last name in it, and you will be adding a course syllabus to that site, and you'll also hide or remove links or navigational menu items that you aren't using. Once you're done with that, we'll catch back up with each other in the conclusion.